So yes, it is true, I am going to be learning Polish. So today I wanted to go over my goals for learning Polish, how exactly I plan to do it while I'm gonna be learning the Polish alphabet. After everything that I've learned about Poland through the music and the history, you guys have seen all of that in my videos, the more I really like it. And I feel like I've been so welcome and embraced by the Polish people. Asians are very respected and welcome here in Poland, and I've been able to feel a warmth that I haven't felt in many other countries around the world. Spain, even though I speak the language, I don't feel like has the same respect for Asians as they do here. And I'm not the biggest fan of Spanish people and culture, to be honest. It's funny that Polish people get a reputation for being very closed off. I actually think Spanish people are a lot more closed off and snobby compared to Polish people. Polish people, once you get to know them, are actually very friendly and welcoming, and Polish hospitality is some of the best in the world. So I think the first step to learning any language is to learn the alphabet. And thankfully, because I already speak English, I think I'm gonna recognize a lot of them. However, I've heard that it's easy for Asian people to learn the alphabet because we also in Mandarin have a lot of the ch, sh, all those like weird snake sounds. So we'll see how it goes.
Alfabet.
Alphabet.
A.
A.
Palma.
Palma. It's like Spanish.
On.
Wąs.
Wąs.
Wąs. On. It's like really nasally, kind of in the nose right here.
B.
Be.
Buty.
Okay, nice. That's easy to remember. Buty.
C.
Ce.
Koc.
Koc. So this is like a ZT sound almost. Koc.
Cie.
Che.
Być.
Bitch. What'd you call me?
Cze.
Che.
Czart.
Chart. It's like a CH almost.
D.
De.
Dudy.
Dude.
Dze.
Dze.
Dzwon.
Dzwon. Like dziękuję.
Dzie.
Dże.
Dźwięk.
Dźwięk.
Dże.
Dże.
Dżem.
Dżem. Like a J. So how many Polish words do I know now? Cześć. Dzień dobry. Dziękuję. Dzięki. Jestem wes. Do widzenia. Przepraszam. Wora. Mokni gaz, because of the meme.
What is that?
What's niggas? What's niggas?
What?
And yes, gazwana, vodka, I think, biedronka, żabka, kurszek. I know the meats if I see them, but I can't pronounce them correctly. Novi means new. Karti, karta, which means card, and then uvaga, which means warning. These are just words that I've accumulated over time, but I've traveled enough of the world to know that I can just get by pointing at things and, you know, making a bunch of movements with my hands.
E.
E.
Echo.
Echo.
Ę.
Ow.
Gęś.
Gauche.
F.
F.
Flet.
Flet.
G.
Je.
Jagoda.
Jagoda.
H.
Ha.
Hulajnoga.
Hulajnoga.
I.
I.
Iglo.
Iglo.
J.
J.
Jedzenie.
Jedzenie.
K.
Ka.
Kawa.
Kawa.
L.
L.
Lód.
Lód.
Eł.
Eł.
Łysy.
Łysy. So how many languages do I speak? I speak English, I speak Spanish, I speak a little bit of Mandarin, and at home we speak a form of Chinese called Hokkien. So I have a pretty good basis already of multiple languages and sounds. So I learned Spanish when I was 25. Learning Spanish was the biggest reason I wanted to live in Colombia in the first place because the accent is one of the best in the world. The Paisa accent and the Mexican accents have fame for being the most neutral and the most pleasing to the ear. Aprendí español cuando estuve en Colombia. Estuve ahí por 3 años y medio. Llegué en enero de 2020. Inicialmente quería estar ahí por como 1 o 2 meses, pero por la pandemia me quedé en Colombia. Ahí es donde comencé mi canal de YouTube, mostrando cómo aprendí español. También tenía una esposa colombiana, ya no estamos juntos, pero ella no hablaba inglés, entonces solo podíamos hablar en español. También tuve un restaurante ahí por 1 año. Todos mis empleados no podían hablar inglés tampoco. So I had a lot of like real life practice when it came to learning Spanish, and because I was in survival mode, nobody spoke English, it really sped up my learning process. So the problem with Polish, and I think we can all agree on this, is that it's such a niche language and it's so difficult to learn. So unless you have a real reason to learn it, it feels like a poor use of of my time. And many people here speak English. It takes away a lot of the motivations for someone to want to learn the language. But I do think it's a respectable thing to learn, which is why I want to take the time to do it. And I think my audience would really appreciate it.
Miłość.
Miłość.
N.
Norbert. Okay.
Eń. Koń.
Coin.
O.
Coin.
Eń. Koń. O. Obraz.
Or ogród, like garden.
O z kreską. Ósemka.
So it sounds like a U.
P. Płot. R. Rower.
So let me tell you guys a little bit about my strategy for learning Polish. So since I already learned Spanish as an adult, I kind of want to use some of the methods I did for learning Spanish into learning Polish. So first off, I hear like Spanish is that once you learn the alphabet, you can properly pronounce all of the words because there's no exceptions like there are in English. Number two, I'm going to try to learn as much vocabulary as possible. And number three, I'm just going to completely ignore the grammar. I know people say that the grammar is the hardest part about Polish, but I'm not trying to say Polish in the proper way. I'm just trying to communicate as much as possible to other people. And I think over time, I'll develop a hang for the grammar. But for the sake of these challenge videos that I'm going to be doing, I think it's just not a really good use of my time. And I want to try to go as wide as possible before going deep. So that's exactly how I learned Spanish. I tried to sprint as much in the beginning to get as conversationally fluent as possible. I was making a lot of mistakes. For example, in Spanish, every noun has genders. So according to what the noun is, the adjective will also be gendered. And I still make those mistakes till this day. I messed up a lot on the conjugations and a lot of the past tense, but over time, you just develop a knack for that. So my main focus is going to be on being able to do everyday things like talk to the taxi driver, talk to the people at the grocery store, maybe have a few conversations with people in my building. In the future, if I get married to a Polish person and I end up staying here for the long term, then I'll work on making my Polish to like a B1 or B2 level. When I was practicing Spanish, I was practicing 4 to 6 hours every single day for pretty much 6 months because I was stuck in pandemic and I lived with a bunch of Colombians and Venezuelans, so I was able to get a lot of speaking practice very early on. So I want to apply that same method to Polish. Also, what helped me a lot was dating local people. So I guess this is an excuse for me to date Polish girls.
S. Słoń. Eś. Świat.
So this one's like a SH sound. Świat.
Esz. Szok.
This one also sounds like SH.
T. Tunel. U. Ufoludek. W. Walizka. Y. Okulary. Z. Zaraza. Z. Źdźbło.
Okay. There's no way that's a word.
Z. Źdźbło.
No. Polish is impossible, bro.
Rzet. Żaba.
It's like a ZH sound almost. Żaba. Okay, so I think the most difficult parts are a lot of the ch sounds sound very similar. Now I'm realizing that there are also like the CH or CZ. That's technically one letter. I have to train my brain when I read something to read that as a cluster instead of each one like individually. I think that was quite confusing, but I'm gonna talk a lot more about my process and how I learn languages in the future videos. So make sure to subscribe so you guys can watch those as well. I will be making a 7-day challenge video, a 30-day challenge video, and maybe a 3-month progress video, depending on how those do. I'm open to any recommendations for channels and resources that you guys have so I can learn Polish quicker. And let's see what happens. Hopefully I don't regret this.